Hi guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Price analysis video on Terra today, which is ticker Luna. It has been creating all-time highs, which is crazy to think because if you look at the entire market, it's been a bloodbath for pretty much 4 to 5 weeks now. So this is strong. The strength in it is insane. So we'll take a look at a few key factors. We'll have a look at some levels below if we do get a pullback, because if you look at this point here, we did get a pullback. And then we'll have a look at some levels above in terms of fib levels, where we could look to either take profit or accumulate. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button and let's crack on. The strength it has shown has just been insane. Like I said at the beginning, it's just bounced on, and we have created a new level up here, which is the all-time highs on today's candle at $82.05. Slight rejection so far, but that's a given. We did push up, created all-time high here, and then pretty much towards the beginning of December, the entire market's been pulling down, and it did get pulled down. And I was just looking at this a minute ago in terms of a fib level from the bottom there to the top. It's done that golden ratio retracement. If you ever watch my channels, you might get quite bored of it, but looking at these fib levels, they just work to an absolute T. That was a golden ratio retracement. We had no closures below it, and what we've done here is picked up the next level of liquidity and pushed right through. It marries up nicely with that previous high there too, when we're rejected, come back down, and then we've had that new push to the upside. And like I say, we've created some new all-time highs. Now, just while we're on this at the moment, I'm going to keep this fib on because this gives a couple of levels above at $89 and we've got $103. Those are a couple of targets to aim for, but just be wary that $100 is going to be a tough area to get through. You're more than likely going to see quite a significant rejection, probably around 97, 98, 99. Usually when you get up to, for example, an asset going to $1, you always get that major front run orders that clear you out just slightly below that round number. So if you're looking to take profit and you're planning on taking profit at $100, wait, maybe take it around 98, 97, something like that. But let's just have a look at this and just put a bit of a bearish spin on this. So I'm going to remove that fib now. That's an area of daily support down there. And if you're looking at this region down here, there's also quite a significant level of support down here. It goes all the way through. We rejected off here, use it as support, and then come back through and we'll use it as support again. So that's down at $39. Personally, I do not think it's going to go down to those levels, but that's just a level for you to be wary of. Looking at the RSI, still got room to grow. It is not quite overbought yet. Last time we was overbought was here on the 3rd of December, and that's when we got that sell-off. So price action is abiding by the TA there. So all in all, we are now pushing on. What I'm going to do is just drop down to the 4-hour time frame and analyze this latest move. Obviously, if you're looking for buys, there's a couple of levels to monitor. So we've got this previous level here, which is always a possibility at $52. And then in terms of Fibonacci level from this entire move here, right, it does look like we are potentially forming a top here. If we do spin around and start to drop, then you can look at laddering a few orders in. So what I would do, potentially 4 orders here. So first order would be at $70, $63, $58, and then $51. Those are 4 levels which, in my opinion, could be decent levels to potentially buy. Just looking at the RSI there on the 4-hour, the 4-hour is getting towards that overbought territory, and usually when you get something towards that level, you do get a drop to the downside. So just be wary of that. If it does play out and we do get a drop to the downside, then it's going to fill your orders down here, isn't it? Those are those levels that we should be looking at. Putting the moving average 50 and the 20 on, we've had a bullish cross here, so that's a good sign. Usually, I know the lagging indicators because, for example, look at this bearish cross here. Bearish action started pretty much very early. Bullish action started back here. So just be aware this could be a top, and we do get a bit of a crossover around here somewhere. So try and get into those orders quick in case the market does potentially drop to a downside. But all in all, price action is looking good. We've had a nice bounce off these lows at 51. So like I say, just be aware of it. Even though it's pushing up, things can come back down to retest those levels. This is an asset which is getting quite heavily bought up. I presume the volume. Let's just take a quick look at the volume. it is at currently $3.4 billion. So that's substantial. I'm not sure how much it's up from the previous days, but that is showing that there's quite a significant amount of money coming in. It is now broken into the top 10, so it is ranked number 9 out of all cryptocurrencies. There's real strength behind Luna. So that is pretty much the bearish spin on it. Some areas, personally, I would consider for buys, and I may potentially, if we do come down to these levels towards the 618 at $63, might consider buying some, because it is showing some major strength. So that's that covered. What we need to do, obviously, look at levels above, and I've already mentioned them. If you're looking at this fib setup, then we've got these levels here at $90 and $100. I think round about here is probably a good selling area, somewhere like that. I think it will reject off there if it does manage to get up, but it really depends on the entire market. I know it has been blasting up when Bitcoin is going down, but if Bitcoin did take another leg to the downside, just looking at Bitcoin now, it's 46k. If that did lose this level here, which is pretty much 45,800, if we did lose this level, it's probably going to come down and retest this wick here at 42k. Ultimately, that will bring Luna down with it. Is you can't really get away from that, unfortunately, but that's the way it is, and that's the way we've got to potentially get the most out of it and get orders filled. So that's levels below. Levels above covered, $98, $97 is an area I would consider taking profit. But just zooming back out again, I want to have a look back at the daily and have a look at some price predictions on this, because what you can do, if we go from a, I'll tell you what, we'll just look at this level here. We'll go from the top of this move here to the bottom. This gives you some extra levels above. So got 112, 121, 143 and 176 could be regions of profit taking in the long term. Not for now, because I don't think it's going to push those levels unless Bitcoin does spin around. But those are some levels above where you could consider taking profit. The 3.414 is usually quite a good level to take profit. I've been using that for the last 3 or 4 years. Skimming profit off, potentially 20-30% of your bag, depends where you got in, but usually that 3.414 is that region where I always look to take profit. But I'm not going to look at anything else other than that. We'll take a quick look at the BTC pairing and then we'll wrap this video up. The BTC pairing should be doing quite well because Bitcoin itself has been dropping. So taking a look at this entire move so far, it is pushing up, and the all-time high is up here at 17,600 Satoshis. Whenever Bitcoin is dropping, altcoins in the Satoshi pairs tend to do fairly well. But again, let's just put a little bit of a bearish spin on this. And in terms of fib levels, let me just mark a support region up first. So if you look at this region here, it was a bottom, and then it goes all the way through and we're at that bottom again there. So that's a key area of support. But looking at the entire move here from the bottom to the top, if it does spin around and if Bitcoin goes on a rally and starts to reclaim 47k back, Satoshi pairs may start to drop a little bit. So if you're looking for buy orders, again, ladder some in from 15,000 Satoshis, 13,600, 12,500, and then we've got 11,000 Satoshis down at that level. So 4 levels there for you to monitor and use as opportunities to buy in. Then if you're looking for TPs, you've got 19,000 and then 21,000 Satoshis. So that's going to do it. I'm not going to go into any in-depth analysis on the BTC pairing, just a few levels there for you to monitor and potentially use to your advantage. That's going to do it. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.